So we went on a morning walk every day. And then we were on our walk one day, and Gertrude asked me about the packing list. She said, now, did you see in these notes where it says we should only wear appropriate clothing and nothing offensive? I said, oh, honey, that doesn't mean us. I said, Alfred Dunner doesn't make anything they would consider sexy. That's not about us. So finally we get to the day of the trip. The big day is here. Gertrude said Jimmy picked us up, took us to the airport. He even got us TSA pre-check. You heard about this? They don't make you take your shoes off. Which is good, because y'all heard how I had to go to the podiatrist so my shoes need to stay on. So we get in there.
Hey, Joe.
And here I get to the gate, and I see two familiar faces. Tommy and Brenda Sanders were on my trip. Do you know who they are? So it turns out they were just sitting across from Gertrude and I. It was a good thing we decided to behave ourselves on this trip, because Tommy and Brenda, they do a lot with this church. And it would get back to my Sunday school class if I wasn't behaving myself. I know we're Baptists and all, but we gossip. So anyway, so Tommy asks us what we're looking forward to on the trip, and of course Gertrude chimes in, Sassy's hoping to get pinched. Gertrude? She just thinks come out of her mouth faster than a happy dog wagging its tail, and she just doesn't understand. So I said, Gertrude, you are my best friend in the whole wide world, and I love you dearly, but be quiet. So I kept my mouth shut, thinking that Tommy would just move right along, and he hadn't heard what she said, but he heard. He heard, and he said, did you say Sassy wants to get pinched? And here goes Gertrude, completely oblivious to the fact that she should stop talking. Yes, I know she wanted to come on this trip, but her daughter finally convinced her when she talked about getting pinched. I seriously considered telling Gertrude she wasn't my best friend anymore. But you know, at our age, it's just too much work to find new friends. So I kept pretending I didn't hear and closed my eyes. We got on the airplane. I ignored her the rest of the trip. We got to Venice early in the morning, early, and the weather was just beautiful. Not like here. It was beautiful over there. And a bus took us from the airport to the hotel, and we had this nice room with a bathroom right there, which, when, you know, ladies, you reach a certain age, and the proximity of the bathroom is vitally important. Vitally important. You know, they say we don't get enough exercise, but I get half my daily steps in just trotting to the bathroom at 2, and back to my bed, and trot to the bathroom at 3, and back to my bed. That's probably why I'm tired this morning. Sorry, I was saying my brain makes more detours than I-26, my trip. I was telling you about my trip. So every morning we would get up for breakfast, and we got to meet the other people on our trip. We met this cute couple from Atlanta, Buddy and Lucy. And Buddy heard that I wanted to ride on a gondola, but that just seemed kind of dangerous, you know, hopping off onto the gondola. And he said, no, Miss Sassy, we're going to get you on that gondola. So we went out that day, and he found me a nice gondolier, and Buddy grabbed one arm, and this man grabbed the other arm, and they went heave-ho and threw me on this boat like Tarzan. And then they went to get Gertrude, and Gertrude screeched. They almost dropped her. She deserved it. So we went on our nice little gondola ride, and of course we get back, and that troublemaker Tommy Sanders was there. He asked me, you gotten pinched yet, Sassy? I said, no. By the time we got to the end of our trip, everybody on the bus knew that I had thought about getting pinched, and Tommy was just talking. And so we ended in Rome. And our whole group got to go on a tour of the Colosseum. It was just beautiful. And you know, looking back, I should have known something was up. I should have known. Because they kept looking at Gertrude and I. Everybody on the bus, all of our Buddy and Lucy, they kept looking at us. We made it down the steps. We were taking a break, taking pictures. And Gertrude jumps and hollers next to me. I'm like, Lord, what's going on? And then all of a sudden, I feel a pinch on the backside. around, and there are these two young Italian men. They wink and they ran off. And I looked around, and then sure enough, on the other side of the Coliseum was Tommy Sanders laughing at me. They had taken up a collection. And they bribed those two little Italian men to come pinch us. I still can't decide if I forgive Tommy or not. But it sure was a memorable trip, and I am so glad that Gertrude convinced me to go. Next time we travel, I'm going to pick. And I'm going to figure out where Tommy and Brenda are and not go there. All right, I need to go sit down. It's been too... Yes, young man, help me back, thank you. I'll see you later.